Ben 10 has a lot of aliens. I mean a lot of them, going from the smallest fly to the skyscraping Toku star. But which aliens are the best and which are the worst? Let's rank them all and find out. Starting with Heat Blast. Heat Blast is actually one of my favorite aliens. The fire powers are absolutely amazing, especially the fire constructs are like cool as heck. I just love fire powers in general, so I definitely give Heat Blast a solid A tier because what problems can't be solved by fire powers, right? Atomics is also one of the next like goats of the series. He's able to defeat ultimates. He has no clear powers. I mean, I've only seen Atomics lose one fight really, so it seems like probably one of the strongest aliens in the entire playlist, so I definitely give him a solid A ranking as well. Now this amalgam transformation that we only got to see in the reboot, I believe it's the episode where Ben had Rain affect the Omnitrix or something like that. It was pretty weird. He had this whole amalgam transformation. I absolutely hate this thing. I don't think it possesses any strengths. It's kind of reminding me of like the early fusions that we got from the broken Omnitrix, so I definitely put this in F tier. This is a really sucky alien. Amphibian. This is actually a really broken alien. I think the first introduction to this was in the episode, it was in Ultimate Alien for sure, and we got to see it take on Jet Ray, and we saw all of the different powers that it had, which was, you know, telepathy, getting through walls, transforming into electricity. I mean, it gets electrocuted by its own electricity in the same episode, but it's still a pretty solid alien if I got the opportunity to get it. Oh yeah, and fly. If I got the opportunity to get it, I'd definitely slot it into the playlist with the fact that it can read minds. So I'd probably give this one a solid B tier. Arctiquana, one of my favorite aliens of all time. Not really, but it's a cool alien. It has ice powers. It's one of the first aliens that we've ever seen. No, it's the first alien we've ever seen with ice powers, so it was pretty cool. It's actually named by younger Ben to older Ben, and I think older Ben gave access to the alien to younger Ben, which was like a fun little tidbit, like trivia kind of thing. But I just like the ice blasts. It's a pity we never got to see Ben use this alien more outside of Omniverse, but it's a cool alien. It's a cool alien. There are other aliens with ice powers, which we'll explore in this tier list, that does a better job at it though, so I'd probably give him a solid C tier. Alien X. Sort of been avoiding this one, but I think Alien X is a giga awesome alien. I think this alien is probably too good. It does everything and anything. I mean, the only problem I have with Alien X is the narrative complications with the alien. The fact that you can't really just write a story around this alien really well without it just being an automatic Deus Ex Machina. Outside of the episode where it's Tennyson versus the universe in Omniverse, where he has to fight a galactic gladiator, that's still like the closest thing we have to an Alien X fight where Alien X has stakes. So yeah, that's also a thing for us to really consider. So yeah, I definitely put Alien X in S tier though. It's a perfect alien, literally. Armadrillo. Oh my god. I remember my first introduction to this alien in the episode Andreas's Fault. It had really good powers, and especially when Aggregor fused and like absorbed it and we got to see the whole earthquake punch thing, that was absolutely amazing. So I really like this alien. I think it has a lot of potential, even though I think it suffers under Ben's usage, because I don't think I've ever seen Ben use Armadillo to its fullest potential. An ultimate Armadillo would be nice, but anyways, I think this alien's pretty okay. It has a unique skill set with the earthbending stuff, but I still think so many other aliens just like functionally just do what you do, but better. So I'd put him in D tier. Aerodactyl, supposed replacement for Jet Ray, is pretty okay. I've never been a really big fan of this alien, especially on the introduction of it in Omniverse. I think it was when Ben discovered the randomizer function, but I do like the alien's design. It's pretty cool. Derek J. Wyatt really called ass with this one. He did a really good job on it, but I'm just not that big of a fan, to be honest, because I think other aliens are there that just do your job but better. You're not that fast of a flyer. Your laser things aren't that great, so definitely putting you in D tier. Ball Weevil. I don't know why I love this alien so much, even though it is like cooked by the whole spider tarantula energy absorbent predator thing so easily, but I still think that Ball Weevil has a really cool design, has a really cool power set with the slime ball that he can make that explodes. I don't know, it's just really unique to me. I really enjoy it. It kind of gives me vibes like, you know, this is an alien that really pushes you to be more creative in battle, sort of like Arctiquana, because it only has like a little ice beam. So I definitely put you in C tier because I think of you pretty similarly to Arctiquana. Big Chill. But beyond just being straight up OP, I think Big Chill is an absolutely amazing alien for a multitude of reasons. Beyond just like being the coldest cool guy around, with the fact that he has ice phasing powers. I think he can go invisible, or it's an animation error, whatever. I'm just gonna pretend like he can go invisible. Phase through stuff, he can shoot ice beams, he has flight as well. Big Chill is like crazy good. Especially when we got that episode where Ben is pregnant, which is like crazy interesting. But yeah, I definitely think Big Chill's one of the better aliens, so I'd put him in a solid A tier. Blitzwolfer. Firstly, I hate this design. I think the regular design that we got in Classic is way better than this one, and I don't like the name either. I think Ben Wolf or Blitzwolfer is sitting on lost potential because this alien is just so good. It has sound wave powers, has super strength, it has super jump, he has, you know, wolf senses. Why have we not seen more of this in Classic? Beats me, dude, but still a pretty good alien in my opinion. But it's not anything to really write home about. Yeah, compared to like the rest of the playlist, he's pretty forgettable. So we'll put him in C tier. Blocks. Now, this alien is super duper controversial, and this is probably the first time I'll be able to make my own honest take on what I think Blocks is. I like Blocks. I think Blocks is pretty cool. I think the concept is really creative. Is he a super effective alien in what he does? Probably not, but I like the design and I think it's cool. It sells toys, you know, and well, it's a Cartoon Network show without selling toys. But regardless, I still think I'd put him in C tier. He's never an alien you go to when you have a completed playlist, in my opinion. Brainstorm, the rivals to the Galvans. I think these cerebral crustaceans are hyper intelligent. I love them, especially that one episode where Ben was doing mini golf. We get to see how high intelligence of like the cerebral crustacean goes, and the electric powers, electric force fields. Like, I think this alien is probably too strong for what it is, like logically. Being Brainstorm is like horrendously slept on. I think it would be a really good alien to have in your playlist. You could toggle between either having Grey Matter or him. If you're prioritizing combat more, then definitely go for Brainstorm. But I'd definitely put this alien in A tier. Bullfrog. How do I feel about this alien? I think Bullfrog is okay. I think he's good for that one episode where we had frogs at war. He's just not that special, to be honest. Forgettable alien. I don't think Bullfrog is someone to write home about. No, that's not Bullfrog. Bullfrog is pretty mid. Like, too many aliens just do his job better. Yeah, I think I could put it in F tier. Bullfrog is pretty mid, to be honest. Bullshock. This alien isn't one of my favorite aliens, but he is a severely underrated alien. Once we got that episode in Tourist Trap where we got to see the megawatts do all the megawattian things, I think this is like a definition of showing that we really slept on the power of what these aliens could do. Beyond me why Ben waits like 6 years to use it again, but I think this alien is ridiculously OP, and he also has a technological morphing thing that he sort of does through the control of electricity. Dude, that's busted. I definitely think that this alien deserves to be in S tier. It's not a god, but I think it's probably one of Ben's best aliens. Cannonbolt. I love Cannonbolt. Cannonbolt's one of my favorite aliens. I think he is not underrated. He's certainly rated as well as he should be. I think the alien's absolutely amazing. He does a lot of damage. The introduction of the alien was pretty creative and unique. Having the Omnitrix unlock him while the thing that eradicated his planet landed on Earth, that was pretty cool. But yeah, I think the alien's just pretty solid, especially that one episode in Grudge Match where he like soloed Kevin 11, which was like freaking amazing. So I think Cannonbolt is definitely an A tier alien. Really good alien. Another forgettable one. I think Ben only uses this alien once, and it's in the episode when he unlocks it, and then never again. Not much to say. Invisibility is cool, but dude, pretty sure like there are like 2 other aliens that do your job but better, so bye-bye. Chroma Stone's torso. Dude, I don't know why this isn't showing the entirety of the aliens, but Chroma Stone is an absolutely amazing alien. Especially upon introduction, he is immune to energy, mana, electricity. He absorbs them, he dishes it back out. He has super strength, he has super durability, and then once we get to the episode Secret of Chroma Stone, holy, he's a planet reviver. He can breathe in space, he can fly. Dude, like, I think he's a solid A tier, might be S tier, but just to be safe, let's put him here. Clockwork. I don't think there's much that needs to be said about Clockwork. I think Clockwork is the definition of Ben just not using something to its fullest potential. This alien, like, I thought initially when I saw Clockwork in Ultimate Alien that it had a limited amount of time control. It doesn't. Clockwork has time control to the max. Not to the max, but, you know, because there's still certain rules that have to be dealt with, but He can create time variants of himself like what Malware did. He can reverse time. He can undo reality altering things. Dude, this alien's absolutely broken. It's busted. I think this alien fits most fights, especially the fact that he can dilate time so that things are slow around him while he's reacting quicker. Like, dude, that's S tier right there. Crash Hopper. Okay, here's a little bias. I loved the introduction of Crash Hopper. I loved the concept of Crash Hopper. I like this alien, to be honest. Overall, I like this alien. Is it an alien I would use? Probably really rarely, unless I'm feeling like super idle, but I think it definitely fits into C tier. It's not like that great, but it's not awful either. Diamond Matter is another example of Ben just sitting on potential. I think this alien has, even though it's splitting the intelligence and the diamond terraforming things in half, I think this alien is severely underrated. Ben only got to use it once, but I think there's a lot more potential to Diamond Matter, especially with a completed Biomnitrix. So we're gonna put this alien in B tier. Diamond Head, the alien that is just way too good. Diamond Head is definitely one of my favorite aliens from the classic playlist and just in general. The problem that I do have with Diamond Head is how fragile the crystals can be sometimes. Like, there's a little bit of inconsistency. You know, some days it's immune to time rays, other days it's being broken by Cloud Zone. So I think it's okay. Where would I slot Diamond Head though? I don't think he's B tier. You know, he defeated Vilgax, so he could be B tier, right? Yeah. I'm putting him at B tier. Ditto. I do not like Ditto that much. I like the debut. I like story elements that centered around Ditto, but I don't think Ditto is a very good alien. Ditto is just like if I had a small child, but he could multiply, and we already have two other aliens that do your job a lot better. There should be a rank under F tier, because they're a horrendous alien in my opinion. Eatle. No, I remember watching a video the other day by Tyler and kind of brought up how strong Eatle is, because I just wrote off Eatle as like, it's the metallic upchuck copy, so it's trash. That's not what Eatle is. Eatle is strong. Eatle is durable. Eatle still has the eating abilities, probably not to the same capacity of upchuck, but he's still pretty overpowered. So I think I would give this alien at least D tier. It's not that great, but it's not bad either. Echo, one of the better aliens from the Omnitrix, especially with the volume of clones that he can create and sound powers. I think this is probably like one of the most devilish pairings. We don't even get to talk about the ultimate alien itself. It's a crazy pairing with powers, so I definitely have to put Echo in at bare minimum B tier. Really strong alien. Eye Guy has an incredible variety with his eyes, the 360 vision, the different kinds of lasers. The design is awesome. I love Eye Guy's design, even though we only got to see him once in classic, well, twice if you count Secret of the Omnitrix, but only once in my book. I still think Eye Guy is absolutely amazing. He's an amazing alien. I definitely have to say Eye Guy could be a C tier alien. He's not that great, but he's good. Fast Track. I hate this alien. The past alien sucks. He's an accelerate copy. He's not that fast. He barely wins fights against anybody who isn't fodder. Yeah, F tier. Feedback. Now, with the fact we already have an alien that can absorb stuff, that's good, but I think Feedback just has a higher capacity than any other absorbing alien there is. He can absorb literally anything. He absorbed the Big Bang. He absorbed Malware's Final Flash. Like, if there's something that needs to be absorbed, put it in front of Feedback, or put Feedback in front of it, and it's GG's, dude. I can see why this was Ben's favorite alien. I can see why. This definitely has like potential to be an S tier alien, but I don't like it that much, so I'll put him at A tier. Forearms. Now this alien is a classic 1v1 freaking 1v1 Aaron the Plumber type of alien. I love Forearms, especially that one time when he clutched up against Kevin. In the grand scheme of things, are the aliens who really do his job better than him? Not really, to be honest. If you need somebody to really throw down and you don't have to depend on your own innate skill, but you can rely on your DNA to carry you, I think Forearms is the guy. So I'll definitely slot him in B tier. Yeah, I'll slot him in B tier. Frankenstrike. I think you're wasted potential. The fact that you can't absorb electricity is pretty depressing, and the fact that you don't have advanced intelligence anymore is pretty depressing as well. So he's just a big electric guy. If we want to really like sell him a little bit more, he did beat Ghost Freak, Dr. Victor, and well, the mummy wasn't out there, but he did beat Ghost Freak and Dr. Victor by himself out there while Ghost Freak was in his final form. So let's give him C tier. Gax. Holy guacamole. Gax is actually a really good alien. Pity we didn't get this earlier in the show, but Gax is ridiculously strong. Gax is ridiculously strong. So I definitely think that Ben deserves to have like a really good tier for this alien. I think he could definitely be someone who rivals Ben's like normal strength themed aliens, so let's give him B tier. Ghost Freak. I think there isn't much to really say about Ghost Freak as regards to where it should really appear on this list. Ghost Freak is suffering from success, and I think Ben is definitely underusing him, especially with the fact that Ghost Freak has the body possession, the scare factor, the purple beam. Well, Ben doesn't get to use that, but the purple beam that we get to see from Zeskar, it's a very strong alien. It's a very strong alien. Heck, when it escaped the Omnitrix, it became a full-fledged freaking villain that like took over an entire planet and defeated world-conquering Vilgax. This alien's pretty good. I love Ghost Freak. I don't see enough conversations about Goop. I think Goop, besides like the anti-gravity disc weakness, which I don't think anyone except Ben knows about, is very, very, very strong. Goop is beating most people. I can't remember when I really saw Goop just lose like that. I think he does take an L in Omniverse, but Goop is beating most people, especially with the fact that he's acidic. Definitely an A-tier alien. Oh my god, Gravatak. I love Gravatak so much. I think Gravatak is probably one of the best things to ever happen to the Omnitrix, not just for power scaling reasons, but because Gravatak is absolutely amazing in design, in voice, and gravity powers instead of telekinesis is cracked. That is cracked. This is easily an S-tier alien. Dude, I have no idea what this thing is. I remember this episode when the Omnitrix was malfunctioning. This is worse than Stink Arms, dude. F-tier. Gray Matter. No, basically little to no combat power, but the thing that I really do like about Gray Matter is how creative it can get with its intelligence. I think intelligent characters are severely underrated for obvious reasons, but I think Gray Matter really sells the power of just being the smart guy. So I'll definitely put Gray Matter. I'm not gonna like glaze. Can't put him in S tier, but he did unlock, or at least remove, the timeout function. Some people are saying he didn't unlock Master Control, but he did remove the timeout function in the Ken 10 episode. So Gotra. So this alien's actually severely underrated. Hasn't gotten a lot of appearances, and I really wish we got to see, like, I think a thing that really bites most of these aliens is the fact that we never really get to see them used to their fullest creative potential, because Gotrot can make a gas for anything. And I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think the only problem with that is the fact that Gotrot takes a little bit more time, but I just really like this alien. Gotrot has a cool design, he's really versatile, he has white gloves. Like, what more could I really want? I definitely think that this alien is up there. It's either A or S tier. But if I were gonna go on like straight combat and versatility, like if I flip the Omnitrix and I get this alien as a mistake, I think I'm still fine unless I'm fighting super heavy hitter. And even then I think I'm still probably fine. So I'll go with S tier. Heat Jaws. This is the most counterintuitive alien ever. I think if Ben fights anybody who isn't a crazed Anemo, he loses. He should have lost against Anemo too. I think this is a really counterintuitive alien. If I get this fusion, I'm timing myself out and fighting as a regular person. Humongosaur is overrated as hell. I think Humongosaur is the equivalent to Super Saiyan Blue in Ben 10 because he is really strong. He looks really cool. He has cool powers, all of that jazz. But he barely wins any fights, against anybody, who's like worthwhile. The only time I've really seen Humongosaur really haul ass is in the reboot. So I definitely give Humongosaur probably a D tier. It's not that great. Jetray is severely underrated, especially with the fact that Jetray can fly super fast, Jetray can breathe underwater, Jetray has projectile abilities. Busted. I love this alien so much. I would pick him over Accelerate every day of the week. Let's put him here in A tier. Jury-Rig. I think Jury-Rig has a high ceiling, however he has a really low floor, because if he doesn't have high level scraps to like fix stuff, he's cooked. He's like pretty mid. He's really situational. Like if you're in a situation where you need something tech oriented, upgrade is still the go-to, but if you're really feeling yourself, you can go for Jury-Rig and you'd get like a similar result once the tech can be manipulated like that. If you're in a situation where you have no tech, you're pretty much cooked, to be honest. So I'll probably put him here in, I'll put him in D tier. Kickenhawk. Kickenhawk is a great alien. He would be greater if forearms didn't exist. So I think the combat is cool, I think the reveal is cool, the designs are awesome, but there are too many aliens that do a way better job than what you do. I don't want to give him F tier, so I'll put him in D tier as well. Lodestar is a freaking amazing alien. I remember that episode when we were in the saga where Ultimate Kevin was evil, and Ben became Lodestar and he was trashing the Forever Knights. That was freaking impeccable. I loved that. So I definitely put Lodestar on like a really high tier. I love the design too. Lodestar is just a really good alien. This is one of those aliens that I wish I got to see explored to their fullest again. Really good alien. Let's slot him in B tier. Nah, A tier. Molstache. Now this alien is okay, I guess. He's okay. Almost every alien does a better job at Molstache's job than Molstache does for himself. He's not awful though. I definitely put him in F tier. It's not an alien I would ever want to get, but if I got it as a mistake, then I guess we're okay. Upchuck, the gourmand species. This is what, the Merc variant. I think Upchuck is OP, especially once we found out that his stomach is a pocket dimension. One of the better aliens that not only absorbs stuff, but you know, can contain stuff, because he ate something that's like what, 10 times more powerful than the sun. Well, I'm on A tier, let's put him in B tier. Nanomech feels like a luxury, a really specialty alien, really tiny guy. So I think it's fair to put Nanomech in D tier. Really specialized alien. Most situations you don't want this thing. I think energy is severely underrated, not just because it was able to 1v1 Kevin and was able to make the honor system like piss themselves. I think energy is just, it's like living radiation, so it's pretty busted. So let's put him on S tier. We're skipping the enhanced forms and we're gonna give those a video for themselves. Overflow. Now Overflow is, to be honest, a better version of Water Hazard. It's pretty good. Not just a specialty water alien, so it's a pretty good alien. I actually enjoy the presence of Overflow. It's pretty cool. The voice actor is good, the sound is good, the first episode is good, and I love the design. Don't care what anyone says, this is a good design. Way better than Ripjaws. We should have gotten this in classic than Ripjaws. I think the species name is what, Kaskan? So it's a solid B tier. Pesky Dust, the femboy alien. I think Ben has only become Pesky Dust like less than 5 times. Call it what it may, the ability is OP, but I don't really like this alien. He's okay, I guess. Wrath. No, Wrath has exquisite combat skills and I love the design. He looks like the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes guy. I love the design. The design's awesome. The fighting is awesome. The personality change is awesomer. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely give Wrath a placement in B tier. I think Wrath is pretty good. Maybe he deserves an A tier. Ripjaws. You need a tier by yourself. I hate Ripjaws. Ripjaws is incredibly situational. He is basically useless on land, especially for extended fights. It's like Ripjaws really doubles down on the fact that you're going against the clock with the Omnitrix, and then you're going against the clock with the fact that Ripjaws can't stay on land very long. F tier. Shock Squatch is an amazing alien. Good combat skills. He was able to hold his own against a Tetramond, which is pretty cool. Not everyone can do that, but he's still not that great. Other electric aliens do a better job than what you do, but you're still better than Frankenstrike at bare minimum, so I'll give you a B tier. A really good clone alien with a really creative premise. I like the fact that he clones himself after he takes damage, sort of like Buzzshocks, Megawatts, and he becomes denser, heavier, and stronger, I think, once he's cloned. That's pretty unique and pretty cool. It's not an A tier or an S tier worthy, so I'll put you in a solid B tier. I think this is a good cloning alien. Snarrow, yeah. I think this alien is pretty meh. I would probably be very disheartened if I got this alien by mistake. Let's put him in D tier. Spider Monkey, severely underrated and severely forgettable. I think this alien's pretty good for traveling, for restraining enemies. I could do without this thing though. Let's put him in C tier. Alright, Spitter, alien that's only been used like twice in the entire franchise, but is still ridiculously strong. I don't know. He just feels more like a supportive alien. Like if you're gonna be able to quick switch, it's good. If you can't quick switch or master control, you're better off without it. So I would put him in D tier, maybe even F tier to be honest. Shockrock is ridiculous. I think this is one of the best things to come out of the reboot. He has an incredible design. The alien itself has a lot of really good lore. I mean, he made it into the banned aliens list if you guys remember that thing. I would definitely slot him into B tier. Stink Arms. You would think this would have been the best of both worlds. A 4 arms that could fly. That would be absolutely amazing, but it's just a weaker 4 arms that could hover. This is the definition of a scam. Stinkfly is a good alien. I like Stinkfly. Not just because of the flight powers, because flight powers are awesome, but because Stinkfly does have the ability to shoot goo that can restrict and restrain enemies. I think people don't really get the value of how important it is to be able to just stop an enemy in his track instead of just freaking killing them. So I definitely give you a decent placement on the list. You know, there are aliens that do your job better, because Chromastone can fly, Jetri can fly, Big Chill can fly, Heat Blast can fly. Swampfire is one of the best things since sliced freaking bread. I already know exactly where I want to place Swampfire, but let's glaze out. Fire has regeneration, plant powers, plant controlling powers. That's actually broken. I really love that. Where Swampfire definitely belongs is in S tier. It's an amazing alien. This alien deserves a tier by itself. That's where you put Zurge. This alien is about as useful as a hardcover textbook about the history of frog feet. This is a useless pile of trash. This alien sucks. It has a higher ceiling than quite a bit of the aliens on this tier list, but if you don't have like a literal Zurge invasion or Surge or whatever invasion, it's useless. You don't want this alien for any situation unless you have a crap ton of these Surges. If it has some other hidden power, please let me know in the comments, but in my opinion it's ass. Terraspin, pretty good alien, pretty good transformation. Do I like Terraspin? A bit. Terraspin's okay, I guess. It's alright. It feels super situational and super weak. I think this is probably the easiest alien to beat out of the Andromeda 5. So I definitely put him in like maybe D tier, to be honest. He's not something I would just happily select. The worst is not the worst actually. Immune to basically any form of damage, but dishing it back out is another problem. I think there are a lot of other aliens that can do what you do but better. Like Ghost Freak or Big Chill can just go intangible and it's GG's. It's not quite ass though, so I'll give it an F tier. Upgrade's a great alien, one of my favorite aliens of all time. I love the fact that he can just attach and control technology like that. Insanely broken power. Where would I slot this alien though on the list? He is definitely worthy of being a bare minimum B tier, but I think he's an A tier alien. I think Upgrade has like incredible versatility that is something to be jealous of. Walker Trout. Enough said. Water Hazard. I'm glad I ranked Overflow before I ranked Water Hazard. The only thing that Water Hazard does have going for him is the moisture absorption thing that he does. I don't think Overflow can do that, but I still think Overflow is better than you. I don't think you're even deserving of being in C tier. I'll put you in D tier. Also, the Andromeda 5 is in D tier. That's crazy. Way big. I think this alien only has an issue if you need to fight in a small space. Otherwise, I think this is what you go for if you need a fight done well, done right, and destruction is not a problem for you. Way big is absolutely amazing. I love this alien, especially once they gave him the Ultraman laser thing. Busted. S tier. Vampire. This alien's busted. I don't think an alien should be as busted as Vampire is busted. The only problem I have is with the sunlight weakness, and if you watched my problem with Ghost Powers video, you'll know I don't really like the sunlight weakness thing. It's really dumb. I think Vampire is a pretty solid alien. Not an S tier though, but I could see him being in A tier, especially with mind control powers. Like Wild Mutt. Now this alien is great, especially thriving in like super situational stuff. This alien's absolutely amazing. I don't think I would ever use Wild Mutt for almost anything, unless I need to track down something. I think he's the only alien good with those kinds of sensory abilities, so maybe he deserves to be in D tier instead. Wild Vine is cracked. Wild Vine is cracked. He's good with the vines, he's good with the seed bombs, he can't be mind controlled since he's a plant, but I still think Swampfire does so much of a better job than you, especially with the fact that he has plant control, and it isn't just plant control. He can spawn his own plants. I mean, Swampfire is literally the combination of Poison Ivy and maybe Fire from... Swampfire is the best of both worlds. That shouldn't work, but do. So I think you are definitely not an S tier alien. Maybe a B tier. I think he's still pretty good though. Accelerate, one of my top 2 aliens. I think Accelerate has an incredible, great design, but I still think he has a problem fighting himself because of the super speed thing that he does have. He can stop time, how fast he is, but some other days he's just absolutely useless. I don't like that. So I definitely slot Accelerate in A tier, you know, because he's not living up to his potential. I almost forgot Topic, but this alien's pretty good. I think the fear factor thing is really scary. Based on trivia, I think he's even able to scare Celestial Sapiens. I think that's kind of busted. I've seen the face for Topic. I did it in a short. I showed everyone what it looked like in a short. So in my head, I'm like, this isn't all that, but he's pretty cool. He's pretty good. I think he's a solid A tier. He's not an S tier alien for me. I just don't like it that much, like just out of like preference. So it's a solid A tier for me.